Hey.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. That
Good
is
evening.
correct. Yeah,
The
we're getting
time
confused
change
with the
has me a
time
little
change.
shook.
Well, welcome again. Thank you for joining us in our lovely home, our kitchen. That's where the magic happens. That was TMI.
It's Colorado.
Right? Yeah.
It's Colorado.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about two different things. Anyway, so tonight we're going to make...
This is a request.
This is a request
from one of our...
by our, I think it's our biggest fan.
Yes.
And we definitely appreciate all of the accolades, support, and encouragement. Mrs. Marianne Cool, thank you for everything. And so this is your request. And it's not kitchen cacciatore, it's chicken cacciatore.
and it's also when... because we like to kind of shop and compare and look at recipes before we pull the trigger on something, just to see, what else is out there, how other people might do it. And when we were looking for it, because we were going to take Paul's mom's recipe, and I said, well, let me see what, the rest of the world thinks chicken cacciatore is. And we came up with Hunter's chicken. And so, legend has it.
Well, Cacciatore is a hunter.
It's a hunter.
So
It's
there you
Hunter's
go.
chicken.
So go ahead with the story.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Because some people might not know. I mean, the Italians,
Well,
the people that
there's
speak
a
Italian, understand Italian,
right?
they know Cacciatore it's a hunter. So
Yes,
that's why
they catch the chicken.
they catch the chicken. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah, please.
So you go out to hunt, and the story behind it was the chicken cacciatore is that when the hunter would go out to hunt, if they wouldn't bring back anything, they wouldn't bring back, the rabbit,
Nothing.
the deer or whatever, they would have to butcher a chicken that night. So it was the you failed at hunting meal. You suck at hunting. Have some chicken instead.
So yeah, we need to add that title to it.
Yes.
You suck at hunting.
Yes, so
Yeah,
you suck at hunting dinner. It's the consolation dinner if you can't catch anything better. But chicken's pretty tasty. So we called and talked to Paul's mom this morning in Chicago, and she was telling us all about, how she made chicken cacciatore.
Because when we were younger, my mom used to make it quite often and loved it. And so, yeah, when, like Steph said, when we were looking at other recipes, and we really, there were really different variations on making this dish. So it's pretty much kind of like, okay, so dark meat and some
vegetables,
your choice, seasoning, and some actually didn't even call for a tomato component.
No,
and which
no
I was,
at all.
Yeah, I was
seems weird.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised about that because that's how I remember my mom.
Well, yeah, when I thought of it, I was like, this is like something that's like simmered in like a tomato. It's gonna wind up with a reddish sauce because of the tomatoes, and some of them didn't have any tomatoes at all. So it seems like it's kind of like that. You come home, you didn't catch anything better, so let's butcher a chicken.
Whoopsies.
What vegetables do we have in the house? Let's fry up this chicken and throw some things in the pot, whatever veggies we have on hand, and it becomes this nice little chicken stew. I guess.
Now that I'm like looking at this, it'd be neat if we like actually tiered it.
That'd be
kind of like
weird.
stadium, like
Stadium
ingredients.
I think it might give you vertigo. Well, and then I'd knock things off.
That's okay. You knock shit out anytime, so it's nothing new.
That just happened. It just happened. I knocked a mug off the shelf at Goodwill yesterday. But I got some cool limoncello glasses, so that was nice. They forgave me for the mug.
Speaking of limoncello, so we are in week 1.
This is the first week.
So
I posted a picture of it if you were watching. So I posted a picture of it the other day with the little birdie.
Okay,
so here it is, 1 week.
This is 1 week, so I just want to show everyone what this looks like, what that liquid looks like. Look at that beautiful color right there. Of course, we're gonna.
It looks like a drug test.
Thanks, babe. So of course we're gonna filter that, so you see all of the peels, the rind, the lemon rinds breaking down.
Yeah, you strain it a bit.
And
but you
so
can see how bleached out. If you look at the,
So,
you can
yeah,
see
look
how
at that.
bleached out the lemon rinds are. It's already like sucking all the color out of them. So, 1 more week.
1 more week.
1 more week, and we'll show you, like I said, the dramatic conclusion of how you turn that firewater into delicious
cordial.
limoncello. Yeah,
Delicious
so,
Italian
1 more week,
cordial.
and next week also is the St. Joseph's Day episode.
What? Yes, it's
Okay,
true. So we're going.
The shout out, the pre shout out for next week is to Matt Swanson, who was talking to me the other day. We were having our Friday afternoon club that as teachers do. And we were discussing St. Patrick's Day, and I said, well, after St. Patrick's Day, you have a delicious like St. Patrick's Day feast, and then the day afterwards is St. Joseph's Day, and then you got to go and get the zeppole, and you got to make. Is there a name for this stuff? Is it just the St. Joseph's Day?
Lacrime. So
Lacrima? What?
Lacrime. So traditionally, this dish is made every St. Joseph's Day. We've had it as kids. I mean, it goes back when Sicily. It's a Sicilian dish.
Mm-hmm.
When they were going through a famine, and so it's pasta,
breadcrumbs,
anchovies, and olive oil. That's pretty much it. And we'll show you next Sunday.
Next Sunday,
how
St.
we
Joseph's
put that
Day.
together.
Yeah, the St. Joseph's Day pasta episode, and how you finish off that limoncello.
So,
all right,
limoncello part 2.
Yes,
Dos. Due.
I guess.
Okay.
Yay! All right, so back to the chicken cacciatore here. So okay, priorities.
What? Oh,
level 1.
See. All right.
Level 1. Level up.
Chin, chin. All right, so let's go down the ingredient list.
Man, that garlic.
All right.
Is kicking right now.
You want that garlic?
Whew.
Yeah, because it's fresh chopped garlic.
All right, so this is dark meat chicken. You
Dark
can do
meat
it
chicken.
With what? Drumsticks, thighs, whatever you want.
Yeah,
right?
and you can also do the breast, but of course, since this is dark meat, it's got more fat, you're going to get more flavor, right? Because, the process is, right, we're going to go ahead and cook the chicken, right? We're going to sear these thighs about 5 minutes on both sides in about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I've already put the olive oil in the pan. At about medium high, depending on, your range, and cook them. So we're going to season them before we put them on.
All right, so we got four.
We got
chicken
four,
thighs. Serving four.
Yes, not necessarily serving both of us.
Well,
but
it's whatever I eat, and then he eats the rest.
Right. So of course, with this.
Salt and pepper?
No, I got the salt out here.
Where? Oh, you're doing the sea salt. Okay. Well, you got the pepper too. All right.
Like I don't come prepared. Whatever.
Like that amateur hour?
So yeah, exactly, right.
Open mic chicken cacciatore night. I'm sorry to
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's your kitchen too, right?
Chicken waits for no man. This is my kitchen.
So we got 4 thighs, chicken thighs, and of course you can do drumsticks as well. My mother used to do sometimes just drumsticks, right? So of course it was 6 of us, so it was a tray. Of about 12. 12.
500 drumsticks.
Yeah, and it was
boys,
gone.
4 boys?
Gone.
4 boys. Yes.
So yeah, very delicious.
So what should I heat this olive oil up to?
Well, I'm not done with going through the ingredients. The people need to know what to, what they need. Yeah, me too. Let's not have this discussion again.
So we're going to season these. We got the sea salt.
All right, sea salt. So in regards to the seasoning of the chicken, right? Because we're actually going to have the seasoning. Okay. So half the seasoning is going to go on the chicken, and then half is going to go into the tomato concoction when it's the chicken is simmering in that. So so I have a teaspoon of sea salt. So half of this is going to
half on the chicken,
half on the chicken,
half in the sauce.
So I got a half teaspoon of freshly ground pepper, and I do have a bay leaf there too. So we'll get back to that later. And then I have about a teaspoon of oregano, which is ours, and we're almost
We're rationing it now.
So sad.
But it's close. It's almost time.
Yeah,
we can almost plant it.
I know, right? And so we're going to go ahead and season this chicken.
Okay. Looks good. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want me to grab something to flip these over with?
Yeah, please.
All right.
That's that. Thank you.
Gotta make sure it sticks. They're big granules. You gotta make sure it sticks.
Oh my goodness.
Flip them. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
It's good to be a sous chef. It's all of the glory and none of the work.
All right, so let's transfer this bay leaf in.
Okay, here comes the pepper. A little bit. Salt and pepper.
Okay, go for it.
Push it.
Yeah, push it real good. All right.
Who's in my saucepan at me?
Mm-hmm.
Making chicken sweat.
Oh man, she's gonna be here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget to tip your wait staff. Oh.
All right, so we go.
All right,
and
we got the salt and pepper. Moving on to the oregano.
Oh, you gotta have the oregano with the chicken. My favorite herbs on chicken here are oregano
So good.
and thyme. I don't like mixing them both up, except when I make chicken marsala, and that it's absolutely.
His chicken marsala is the bomb. It kind of makes me sad because I made chicken marsala, and then I met him, and I was like, "Your chicken marsala is better than mine."
Can you please flip that over, please?
I was trying to give you a compliment. What does it take around here? My goodness.
I'm bad at taking compliments.
Yeah, I know, and criticism.
No, that actually, I do that on my own.
Chicken.
Do you need help?
I can't. Okay, there we go. That one didn't want to be had. There we go. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and so yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's why we're married. So, I want to again publicly congratulate my youngest brother and his wife, Angelo and Sarah Vituli. They had their first child, baby girl. Everyone's healthy. Luciana Marie Vituli. So
new niece.
Again, guys. Congratulations! We're super excited. We can't wait to come out and meet the new member of our family. So super stoked. They actually went home today. So
yes, she is.
Angela and Sarah, we'll give you guys a call as soon as we're done. Hopefully you guys are watching. If not, I hope you guys are sleeping because you're gonna need it.
I hope you're all sleepy. Enjoy
Okay,
that while it
so the
lasts.
chicken is seasoned. So let's go ahead and get this.
All right. What are we heating this pan to? Like medium high?
Yeah, medium high.
Medium high. All right. Medium
So if
high.
you guys have a range like we do, where it's numerical, so I usually cook it at around 6.5. So I'm gonna let the oil heat up a little bit for a few minutes, and while we're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and peel the tomato. Actually, I need a knife so I can pour this. I forgot to grab a knife. So, and then I need something where these peels are gonna go, or I can just drop them on the floor.
Well, I don't know if I want to drop them on the floor, but well, why don't you hand them off to me? And then I'll peel
You're
it.
going to peel it again?
Yeah, I'll peel it. Got some peppers over here, too. All right, so...
So what I wanted to do, once we get to the
tomato... These are 3 Roma tomatoes.
So when we get to the tomato piece, I actually...
Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you, man. These, peelers are the bomb.
They are pretty amazing.
They
do the job.
Yeah.
So right here, I have about 1.5 cups, which is about 14 ounces of crushed tomato. Now, we use Cento, which are Italian tomatoes that are imported, and they're super flavorful. It's just the ingredients are tomatoes. That's it. They don't even add salt, no citric acid, no nothing, and they're non-GMO tomatoes. So it's fantastic. Again, if you don't want to make a sauce like we showed you, you can definitely just go crushed tomatoes and then add everything else. Here you go. Go check this oil here.
Yeah, I tell you, these little what do they call? What do they call these peelers?
The serrated peelers.
Serrated. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't come up with a word for them. But yeah, oh wow, on something slippery like a tomato, I'm still kind of in love with these. I didn't really realize what I was missing, man. I want to peel some tomatoes now. I mean, they peeled those lemons like a breeze, but.
Yeah, no, those are they're great. They're fantastic. So yeah, if you want to make fresh tomato sauce, this is the start, right?
Peel those maters.
Back to the chicken. So chicken, about 5 minutes on both sides.
And all you've got in there is olive oil.
So all I have is olive oil, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I think I just saw Angela and Sarah pop up. So
hi,
hey guys.
Sarah.
So let me check the oil.
You can send that baby over here anytime you want to. I will gladly take it off your hands for the short term, give her a little squeeze, spoil her, sugar her up, and send her home. Because that's what aunties are good for, right? Yes, Stephanie. Ooh, goodness. All right. So you're putting those chicken thighs in there?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
and
chicken
here
thighs
comes the sizzle. All right, cool.
Here comes the sizzle. Here comes the smolder.
So
sorry,
you can make a side of pasta with this. It goes well. We're actually just going to have
make some asparagus, right?
Yeah, I'm going to actually grill some asparagus, and we actually have a grill pan. And so we're just going to have chicken cacciatore and the asparagus.
All right, Captain. We got peeled tomatoes. What am I doing with these?
All right, just hold on tight. We're going to go ahead and cook the chicken 5 minutes on both sides. And again, this meal takes a little bit of prep, so I'm going to go through the other ingredients that we're going to add after the chicken is cooked. So we have a half yellow onion. We have about a 1/4 cup of diced celery, so it's about 1 stalk. We have 2 cloves of garlic, freshly chopped. We have half a green pepper. Now you can add a yellow, orange, or red pepper, depending on how you like it.
Yeah.
And then the rest, so the half teaspoon of sea salt,
The remaining
1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper,
oregano,
1 bay leaf, and about a 1/4 cup of chopped Italian parsley. And I said and, right? So and I got a cup of white wine. And usually when we cook, we tend to use Pinot Grigios. Half can of a 28 ounce can. That's 14 ounces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. All right.
Tomatoes.
Of crushed tomatoes. And then I'm going to add, I'm actually going to crush these. And I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes just to kind of give it a little bit, I don't know, just make it a little bit more livelier.
All right, when do you want to take a look at this chicken today? Should we show them the chicken?
Let's show them the chicken.
All right, we're going to show them the chicken. We're on the move, folks. I'm not a very good cinematographer, but I'll do my best. Hey, babe. There we go. Up and away.
Yeah, where's that for? Oh, there it is. All right, so we got the chicken thighs frying up in the olive oil. And it's whenever we say olive oil, it is extra virgin olive oil. So I'm going to go ahead and turn down the heat there, because our range is just.
We say the best.
Yeah. So.
Oh well, kitchen goals.
Yep, no doubt. So let's go ahead and flip these over, so we can show folks what that looks like. See that? So that's what you want it to look like. Of course, you don't want it to, you know, get burnt, get super brown. Because remember, these chicken thighs are actually going to simmer in the sauce for about a half an hour.
Yeah, you're just putting a little bit if you don't know. Just so they're, just got a little bit of partially cooked when you throw in all your veggies, and then they're going to soak up all the flavor from the veggies.
Right.
All right.
So after these are cooked, the chicken thighs are cooked, like I said, about 5 minutes on each side. We're going to use this oil that's in the pan, and we're going to saute the yellow onion, the celery, the garlic, and the pepper. And of course, you don't want to burn the garlic, right? That's a no-no. So we're going to put this in last. So we're going to get the onion sweating a little bit with the celery and the pepper. So we're about 2 minutes, and then throw in the garlic. Yeah, totally. And then we're going to go ahead and add the crushed tomatoes. And I'm actually going to crush these tomatoes. I can't wait to crush these by hand.
So you're gonna coast that. You want me to get you a bowl to crush these tomatoes in?
Please,
you're gonna like the incredible whole piece tomatoes. It's gonna be exciting. Awesome. All right, chicken cacciatore. I can't even remember.
What?
I know I've had chicken cacciatore at some point. I mean, it's like because as soon as Miss Cool said, "Oh, you should do chicken cacciatore," I was like, "Ooh, yeah." And I had a picture in my head, and I was like, "Have I ever actually had that?"
And by the way, these chicken thighs are boneless, so you can get the one, you go to the butcher and actually get it chopped. I would recommend having the drumstick and thigh together. Delicious, right, with the bone.
All right, are you going to beef out these tomatoes right now?
Yeah, I thought you were going to get me a bowl. Come on now. Oh, that was quick.
Hey, what's all I work?
All right, I'm going to crush these bad boys.
We're going to crush them where they can see them?
Yeah. All right, in their face.
Yes.
All right, so we're
It's
gonna
gonna like Incredible Hulk. I'm ready. Hulk
All right,
smash.
there you go. So let's go ahead and crush these tomatoes. So I like having like the thicker pieces in this dish. So you want to go ahead and get those crushed.
About this one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
And if you're going to do this, if you're going to actually crush these, just be careful that wear protective eyewear, PPE, okay?
Protective eyewear. Like it's.
All right, so
like it's
just want to show you the
battery
consistency of the tomatoes.
Ooh,
Chunky.
hand smushed tomatoes.
Love it. All right,
Just
let
like
me go
that.
ahead and
All right.
get this chicken on a plate, and then we'll go ahead and fry up the veggies.
All right. So the chicken's coming off of this hot pan, partially cooked. So he's going to transfer the chicken onto a plate, and then we're going to add all these veggies, and all these veggies are going to simmer in here, and then we're going to add the chicken back in, and just let it simmer for a little bit, and done. What are we at here? We're about 20 minutes in. This is like a 30-minute meal, really. And you can serve it with, we're going to have it with some extra vegetables. We've got some asparagus we're going to grill up in our grill pan. So you could do pasta on the side of this. If you wanted to add a carb to it, you could. Some of the recipes called for potatoes. Throw potatoes in there. Some of them called for mushrooms, capers. It's kind of like, veggies of your choice. It's a run of the house, whatever you've got in the produce drawer kind of meal with some delicious chicken.
And some of them actually call for, did you say capers?
Yeah, capers, mushrooms, potatoes.
Capers, they kind of give it a little bit more tang, and I actually thought about it, but we're going to kind of keep it simple. The other thing, too, if you want it to be a little bit spicy, you can actually add some red pepper, some hot red pepper.
We're going to add some paprika.
And we're going to add some paprika. Of course, I didn't put in the ingredient list. Of course, we were trying to find the sharp Hungarian paprika, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, the half-sharp Hungarian. It's up there someplace. We need to make another run.
But we're going to add a little paprika just to kind of give it a little bit of a...
gypsy kick. All right. You good?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and...
All right, so what goes in first? We've taken the chicken out of the pan.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and put the onions, celery,
all right, so
and green pepper.
I'm gonna roll this back over here again. Up and over, extreme close up. Okay, so we got some green pepper. We got the onions in there. Ew, here, look where you can see the browned bits.
Yep. You want to cook it.
The brown bits.
Cook it in the same pan that you cook the chicken in, right?
Yeah, because it's got all those delicious, delicious little brown bits of the chicken.
You got like little ones. I use nothing but stuff.
I don't know what it is.
All right. Let's go ahead and get these. Oh, smell that.
Oh,
So let's remember what I talked about. Remember what I said about the garlic. So. I don't want to put that in just yet. Go ahead and get these veggies sweating a bit. So I would say like 2 minutes. Let them go, and then we'll add the garlic and let that saute for about another minute, and then we're going to go ahead and add the tomato component, and then let that simmer to a boil. We'll bring it up to a boil, and then we'll add the chicken. And then we'll cook it at a medium-low heat. Again, it depends on your range. So again, the chicken's gonna cook for another 30 minutes in the sauce. Oh, and the bay leaf. Yes, so we're gonna add the bay leaf.
All right.
So what are we doing here?
All right. So when does the bay leaf go in? That goes in with the wine.
That goes in with after we add the crushed tomato, the freshly crushed tomato, and the wine, and then we'll throw that bay leaf in there.
Okay.
That's actually one of the things that when my mom was going down the ingredients with me, that was one of the things, and I'm like, all right, so we got this, and then she's like, oh yeah, and then bay leaf. I'm like, oh man, the bay leaf, I totally forgot.
The bay leaf is like the magic. It's like the magic ingredient in every recipe. Is you throw a bay leaf in.
That flavor just it makes a
delicious.
difference in a lot of meals. It's just heightens it. Oh, so delicious, and it's in its own little container because it's magical. All right, so we got these guys going.
All right.
Yeah, these guys are looking good.
So we've got the onions and the peppers in here.
And the celery.
And the celery. Onions, peppers, and celery in the same pot that that chicken was browning in.
So let's go ahead and add the garlic. So this is 2 cloves of freshly chopped. That's funny. Hey, freshly cut fruit.
Fresh cut fruit. We laugh at that every time we go to the store. They have the fruit that's like pre-chopped for you in the container in like little plastic jails, and it's like freshly cut fruit. Because I guess fruit's too hard to cut on your own. I mean, I know I bought it too. Who hasn't bought it? But we laugh. Fresh cut fruit. Great. All right, so we've got the onions, we've got the peppers, we've got the celery, we've got the garlic, and the pan that the chicken was in. What comes next?
All right.
We still
so what
have.
comes next?
We have white wine.
So let's give it a couple.
Parsley, tomato,
crushed tomato,
and
freshly crushed tomatoes.
Hulk smash tomatoes.
That's right, and then we got the seasonings, right? So, and we'll
just
add.
snatches things out of me.
We'll add the rest of the salt, pepper, oregano. Throw the bay leaf in. Once we throw
once we've got all the veggies
we'll throw
in,
the tomatoes
and the wine
and the parsley too.
Very nice. Oh,
Smell
it
that?
smells so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
All right, so let's not let this garlic burn. All right, so looking good. All right, so let's go ahead.
Garlic is good. Garlic's a go.
Throw in the crushed tomatoes.
Here comes our crushed tomatoes. It's gonna
So
sizzle.
be careful because it's gonna. You got
pop.
a hot pan here, so
Pop and sizzle. Sizzle, sizzle. Sounds good. Oh, do you want any? Oh, you got it?
Wow.
Cool. So my grandma was asking me the other day because I think Marianne Cool is our biggest fan. I think our second biggest fan might be my grandma.
All right, let's get these tomatoes in here too.
So the hand crushed tomatoes are going in next. So my grandma was asking, are you guys only going to do Italian recipes? And I said no.
Cup of white wine. Sorry to interrupt.
1 cup of white wine.
But you can also use about a half cup or 3/4 cup of white wine and then a half cup of chicken broth. Depends on how much wine you want to put in there.
Yeah.
I like to just add the wine.
Anyway, my grandma is, which is funny, Marianne Cool and Marianne Abney. Marianne, we're popular with the Marianne segments. My grandma was asking me, are you guys going to only do Italian recipes? And I said, no, goodness no. We'll do anything you want. If there's a recipe that you'd like to see us make, request it. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you would like us to make. I'm Italian. I'm an Italian-Hungarian hybrid, so I definitely want to do a night where I cook chicken paprikash, which is a traditional Hungarian dish passed down from my great-great-grandma. Great-great-great-grandma's great-grandma, my great-grandma Redway. Anyway, but I definitely want to do that at some point. And if you have been watching our page, I made Hungarian butter cookies this week. My daughter had her heritage project at school last week, and she really wanted to make butter cookies because we knew that everybody wants to be Italian, so we knew everybody would pick Italian for their heritage.
Are you drinking my wine?
And this is my wine now. I am the captain now. So we went Hungarian because we knew it was a little bit different. Everybody wants to be Italian. Not very many people have Hungarian heritage.
By the way, same colors on the flag.
Right?
Green, white, and red.
Weird, right? They're just flipped.
You want to show everybody what this looks like in the pan?
Yes. So, yeah, we won't only do Italian recipes. We'll do anything you want. And I'm definitely going to be making some Hungarian stuff because Hungarian food is the bomb. All right, let's take a look at what's in the pot.
All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of paprika there. Okay. All right, so I added the rest of the salt, the pepper, the oregano, threw in the parsley, the cup of wine. You got the crushed tomatoes, 14 ounces, 3 freshly crushed Roma tomatoes, and like I said, you want to go ahead and get this. We'll bring this to a boil. We're almost there, and then we're going to go ahead and throw the bay leaf in. All right, so it is boiling. So we're going to go ahead and turn this down again. Yeah, right. To about a medium low heat. And then we're going to throw the chicken in.
Mm.
Got little pieces over here. I love it.
Oh, so
All right, so let's get that in there. And this is going to cook for 30 minutes. And I would recommend
Should we cover it?
well, I'm going to get the lid. I just wanted to show everyone what that looks like. Every 10 minutes, I like to flip my food over and over. I just like to make sure that it's cooking in a sauce. And I like making sure that it's like just grabbing everything out of the sauce. So I constantly turn it. So I'm going to turn this a couple of times, maybe 5-6 times during the 30 minutes. So that's what I would recommend. So babe, can grab the lid there. Did you wash the lid?
Oops.
I
Sorry, I was on dishwashing detail. Did
We
not
got
do my
another.
job.
We got another size.
We got
Same
another
size
lid?
lid. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, we do.
so we're covering this up, and we're going to simmer it for 30 minutes. or
30
so?
minutes on medium-low heat.
and then done.
And then done.
Then done.
And then done. I know this
Just like
is
that.
going to take a little longer. The prep time, I would say 10-15 minutes. Cook time, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But once you've got it on simmer, it's you kind of forget it, right?
You set it and forget it?
Set it, forget it. Well, I mean, you might check on it, make sure it's not. I don't know. We're trying to get away. I don't know. It'll be fine. Hunter's chicken.
Hunter's chicken.
You-
Cacciatore.
Cacciatore. All right, we'll post pictures of this finished, and we'll post the recipe here in a few minutes. And then next week is St. Joseph's Day pasta. We will show the dramatic conclusion of the limoncello next week. Show you how to make the simple sugar and turn it into a delicious cordial that you can share with your friends.
Great.
All right.
Yes.
Until next time.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And we
are trying.
can't wait to have you join us again next Sunday.
Yes, and we're trying to get to 200 followers. We got about 178 people following us right now. If you would share our page, we want to try to get to 200. We got 200 goals this week. We're trying to get 200 people on board to watch us. But thank you, and we will see you next Sunday, same bat time, same bat channel.
That's correct.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.